watch a video on how to make a simple yet elegant pumpkin centerpiece. So grab your hot cocoa, sit back and enjoy. Alright, so here are some items that you will need for your pumpkin centerpiece. First of all, if you go to the flower shop or the floral department in your grocery store, you'll want to buy a brick of what's called Oasis or fresh floral foam. Now it has to be fresh floral foam. It's not for dried or silk flowers. It's for fresh flowers because it needs to soak up that water for their water supply. So you'll get a brick of floral foam. You'll get your bundle of flowers. Usually for pumpkins, the mums look best, and I chose the daisy mums. And then some greenery. Okay, and then if you have one of these little child cups sitting around at home, this one I got at Cracker Barrel. That's what I use for the container. And then this is a small pumpkin. See how big it is compared to my hand? I chose a very small pumpkin that I carved out the inside. I took out the seeds and I dried the seeds to be sprinkled around on the table. So these actually came from the pumpkin itself. And then you'll need a lovely decorative scarf that matches the colors that you want to go with your pumpkin. And those are the things that you'll need, and I will show you how I put it together. So the first thing that I did was I took the Oasis, and of course I measured it across the cup, and I sliced off a good chunk that would fit right down into the cup. Now, the piece that you want to go in your cup needs to soak in water for quite some time. I'd say maybe 15 minutes or so, and keep rotating it so that each side gets really soaked, because if there's air pockets still inside there and you stick your flowers in, then the flower may not be getting the water that it needs. So make sure your Oasis is good and soaked before you slice it and put it into your cup, okay? So then after you do that, you remove the little lid and you place it where you want later. Then you stick the cup with the Oasis down inside the pumpkin, and then you start to add your flowers. Now these mums usually come with several on a stem, and all I did was just chop off the stem. I didn't cut each individual flower off. I took whole stems at a time and placed them in. It's really neat. Now if you have some smaller one that are lower on the stem, you can put those in individually and then stick your greenery in after the flowers are already in and make it come out and real pretty around the pumpkin. Okay, now I also took this piece of honeysuckle from my garden outside just to add some fragrance. So if there are other flowers that you see at the flower shop that you'd like to add, go ahead and get those. But then after I place the cup and the Oasis, the flowers in there, and stick them in just the way I want, so you take the scarf then and wrap it around the top of the pumpkin to cover up where that gap is between the cup and the opening of the pumpkin, to make that a little bit dressier. And then just wrap it around to where you can have some of the scarf on one side of the pumpkin and then the other side on the other. And then just put that in there and put your little pumpkin on there. Now obviously after your little centerpiece is gone, you can go ahead and hand wash your scarf really good. But then take your seeds that you got out of the pumpkin and just sprinkle them around in real pretty fashion there, and just be creative. You can even put them on the scarf if you want to, but it just adds that extra little touch. Now if you want to go even farther and add something really fall looking, you can get some of these leaves. You know, they're a silk leaf that looks realistic from like a hobby store, like Hobby Lobby. And what I did is I curled the stem into a circle, and what I do is I put one leaf on one side and another stem of leaves on the other side, and place the pumpkin right in that circle. Okay, so let me do that and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so you can see that I've added the leaves, and I put their little curled stems under the pumpkin, set the pumpkin down on top of it, and then spread my scarf in throughout the leaves and scatter the seeds around. You can also put in throughout the seeds in the scarf some of those little gourds or miniature pumpkins. That would be really cute. So just get creative and use maybe even nuts. The nuts that haven't been cracked yet, like the walnuts and stuff, those can be scattered acorns. Just get creative. Use things in your yard maybe that would look real pretty. This greenery came from my honeysuckle as well as the blooms to make it look a little more festive. So get creative and enjoy your hot chocolate.